Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online, the SLOTRO edition. This is Gnarlrynae here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlrynae. Good girl. When last we left off, we were actually quite a little ways, I won't say far to the east, because we know what's far to the east these days, but we were a ways east of here, just past the Midgewater Marshes, over there in the beginning of the Lone Lands at the Forsaken Inn. And we had run over there to finish up a quest, taking us there. And we found, just like I said in that particular episode, if we didn't find any quest heading back this way, we would just come on back, and that's what we have done. So we are here back in Bree, and we have decided we are going to head to the Barrow Downs. I think I have completed all the quests. I can't find any more in Breetown or the Bree lands here. So the Bree fields and all, so I think we've completed all the quests. We are now headed back to the Barrow Downs. We have the various quests here for faction that we got at the Bree Hunting Lodge. And in addition, we will be back on Book 1, Chapter 8, The Master of the Wood. That's the one we're going to go after first, so that we can get back on to the actual epic route on Gnarlrynae here and continue on a little bit. We're going to take just a quick look. I think all the quests we have now are level 20, I believe. So we may, I know there's a number of quests. If y'all remember when we came through there before, there's a number of, I guess it's a party of, no, not travelers, merchants or something that are parked on the Old Forest Road over on the west side of the Barrow Downs. And they have a number of quests there involving various places here in the Downs. So we are going to take a peek at them as we run by the Master of the Forest here. As we run by them on the way to get to Chapter 8. And we will see what level those quests are. And if they're all level 20 and all, and we shall actually take off and level up another. Starts quest, the failed delivery, unfortunate traveler. This poor traveler could not escape the bounds of the Barrow Downs. He clutches a note tightly in his hands. I was watching one of my episodes of EverQuest last night, and we were moving from one zone to another, and there were a couple of corpses sitting at the zone line where people just didn't quite make it out of the zone. Same thing here. He didn't quite make it. I hope he yelled "train to zone" before he head this way. Let's go ahead and start the quest. The failed delivery. The body is cold to the touch, but the wounds appear fresh, though the lack of blood surrounding the man's body is disturbing. In his hand, the man clutches a note. His position and a trail of disturbed earth makes it appear that he traveled through the gloom of the Barrow Downs to reach this point. The note is chewed and crumpled, and the only legible words are, "Between the Old Forest and the Northern Barrow Downs, send help. Speak with one of the survivors of the ill-fated expedition into the Barrow Downs." Okay, and that is exactly where we are going. Now, let's zoom out a little bit. Let's get our bear up. I think we're going to take Stacks this time. Yep, we'll bring Stacks with us this time. Let's see. Can we click on that and read it? Barlaman, the situation with my daughter is worse than expected. Our expedition is sundered, and we have found safety on the edge of the Old Forest. We need help from the Watchers. Please send help. Bob. That was not what the quest said that this particular thing had. Can we get through here, or are we going to have to fight the bar guest there? I think we will go ahead and do it just for giggles. I'll send you in. I don't think, I'm just sitting here thinking, I don't think that I've updated my skill trees on this particular character. I need to take a look and see. And down he goes. Good job, Stacks. Good job indeed, sir. Let's take a look. Skill, nope, that's crafting. Skill trees, is that J? Yes, it is. Okay, we have. We're at least there. We've spent all of our 7 points in Keeper of Animals. We haven't got a secondary, but we do have the Keeper of Animals traits up. So apparently that last patch that just went through this week did not reset everybody's anyway. Because sometimes they had the ones that only set particular classes. Sometimes they reset everybody's skill trees. I don't know if there were any resets in this particular one. I just assumed the worst every single time that there's a patch. Ooh, look at the fog on the downs. You know, it used to be a lot foggier out here. Especially on, used to be kind of like the Old Forest. Even the Old Forest isn't as foggy as it used to be. You went into the Old Forest during the daytime, and it was quite foggy and misty throughout it. About like that. You know, the same thing when we were over there in the Midgewater Marshes. I was sitting and talking about the fact that the Midgewater wasn't as foggy. They've really toned the fog down on a lot of these places so that you don't see it quite as much. We're on the Old Forest Road here. Heading on down. The failed expedition should be right over here. There it is. A traveling vendor. There's Mr. Reginald Sickleweed. There's Sal Haywood. There's Bob over there. Let's see. Calming the Wake. So what level are these?
Do something for me?
These are all level 18s. I think we may hang on to these. Let's see. Are they all 18? His was. Just take a look at a few of them. The Dead Spire.
Friend. Could you help me with something?
18, Bob. Oh yeah, the Search for Lelia. Oh my God. That one didn't even list a level.
Might I take a moment?
Carriers of Disease. Okay, so let's start over here with Reginald. And let's speak to him. And we'll just move around until we've gotten all the quests from all the people, including the one we need to take back over to Bob over there. Calming the Wake. Can you hear the terrible howls?
Would you do something for me?
The constables warned us of reports of evil swelling and pouring out of the Barrow Downs. It appears we should have listened. Here we are now, holed up in this hollow with a foreboding forest at our west and unknown terrors to our east. Perhaps it is fortune that brings you here. We are in dire need of aid, and it seems that your arrival is providence. It seems that the passage of some shadow has stirred this land and surrounded it in evil. We have set ourselves here, but while here, it would be good to help the folk of Bree. Please, if you would, hunt down the fiendish wights dwelling now in these barrows. So defeat wights in the northern Barrow Downs, 12 of them. Easy enough, as long as we're not having in Greenbrier's necklace. I used to wear Greenbrier's necklace for a while there. Now, who's next? The strength of your arm won't one day fail, but a keen mind, there's an unfailing strength. Never heard of dementia, have you? Digging in the dirt. Yeah, I think I left one back there, didn't I?
Would you do something for me?
Before my journey here to the Barrow Downs, I did some reading to learn about the area. I learned about the barrows of 3 men of Cardarlan, Taradan, Oran, and Ringdor. I would surely like to have found some evidence to keep my journey to those places. Try digging at the entrances to those barrows. I believe they lie in the northeast area of the Barrow Downs. Here, take this pickaxe. The tip has been blunted, so your digging shouldn't cause any damage to any lore fragments you uncover. So we've got to collect lore fragments. The blunt point of this pickaxe will make digging more difficult, but should ensure that anything it covers is not too badly damaged. Which one? Digging in the dead spire.
Would you do something for me?
I've lived a long time here in Breeland, but in my long life I've never taken the time to learn the land's history. Now, near the end of my days, I found I wanted to know what came before. I joined this trip to the Barrow Downs with hopes of finding some keepsakes or to take some rubbings, but it seems the Barrow Downs had a design of its own. I remember tromping over the hills as a lad and seeing that some of the barrows had fallen into a ruin. I believe lots of broken stones covered in rune letters littering the ground, especially near the dead spire. I wanted a few of those stones for my own. Are you interested in bringing me, say, 3 of the stone fragments from near the dead spire? Perhaps we can both learn a bit of history. So collect stone fragments. And yes, I've actually got something to drink this time, so my throat doesn't get feeling so raw. Let's go back over here to sickleweed. Howls that shake the spirit.
Could I speak with you a moment?
In all my years of heading into these hunted lands, never have I seen anything like this. You must trust me, friend. I would never have taken folk into the Barrow Downs had I known what walked here now. We shielded them as best we could, but the fright is still too much to ignore. It is the howling of the bar guests. It will drive us mad if we cannot quell it. Could you help us? Kill these beasts, these terrors, so that we might have some rest to regain our strength for a return to Bree. Kill 12 bargays. You really like huge numbers, don't you? Let's get the one here from Sal.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Carriers of disease. While we pushed through the fields in the fog, we lost a few people. Some headed deeper into the mist of the Barrow Downs, and we hoped they survived to reach a safe location in the south. Others were stricken with a terrible pox. One of these men was not as ill as the others, but being sick, he offered to take word back to Bree requesting help. I fear that the disease comes from the crawlers and rats infesting this land. If this is true, we shall need to clear a path through the Barrow Downs so we have a safe path out. If you are willing, kill these creatures, but be wary. Their bites and even their flesh may cause some vile illness or disease. So defeat the crawlers and rats in the northern Barrow Downs. 24 of them? You're crazier than he is. All right. Bob. Hello, Bob. Oh, you're trouble, Bob, always. Let's go ahead and look the failed delivery.
Good day.
You come here instead of seeking Barliman in the Watchers? Oh, this is a fine mess. I'll not forget Barliman soon for this tale he spun from my Lelia. If you've arrived to assist us, then I'm pleased to see you. Just concerned that you mayn't be capable to lead us out of this terrible place. Yay!
Stay and have some tea.
The search for Lelia. Oh, the first escort mission I really ever had to do in here, and oh Lord, what a pain in the butt it was. Remember doing this on Gnarlrynae, and I hope her path is a little better than it was, because she led you to almost every single little landmark and spawned everything. I came here to find my missing daughter Lelia. I'm terribly worried about her. You see, she's been going on about the Last Prince, one of Mr. Butterbird's tales. It's one of his better ones, that's for sure, but I'd say the tale isn't quite the truth of it. Lelia has been going on for a long time. I fear she's came here to the Barrow Downs in search of this prince of hers. I came here in search of my daughter, and now I'm lost myself. In the tale, the lost princess barrows between the northern barrow and the dead spire by a large stone. If I could, I would start searching there. All right, Bob, we will find your daughter. But first, let's continue deeper into... Y'all hear the crows? I keep hearing crows, like crabine creaking. I was surprised not to see any in the trees after hearing that. Should there be some around, or are we just hearing the... We just hearing them on the ambient sounds? Well, let's go deeper. We were playing Minecraft the other day, and we all got we got the achievement. We must go deeper. And now we're in the same boat here. The old Barrows Road. Now entering the old forest again. So we get a soundtrack change, an ambient noise change, and a palette change here in the forest. And here comes the fog creeping in on us. Quite gloomy and spooky, isn't it? I love the low-hanging fogs and stuff like that. I wish you'd get more of that like in the mornings around. Let's take out this outcast. Let's see, can we jump that rock? Maybe we can. Let's see if we can get around this outcast. So I think we may, yeah. We're either going to have to fight him or the Gloomwing. And I don't think we can sneak past the Gloomwing, so let's go ahead and take him on. And get on this fight so we can fight him in a nice unfair fight. Wow. Way to go, Stacks. Okay. And look what we found. We should hear some nice music here in a second. Down by the riverbank near the rushing waters, Tom found his goldberry, river woman's daughter. Hello, Tom.
Hey do, merry do, my hearty.
Your hat looks like a doll carved out of a shrunken apple, you know, or your head does. And you look like you're wearing the sorting hat. Hey now, what is all this fussing? We've not had so many guests since our wedding. There's time enough for bird watching, but perhaps first a song or two, me hearty. Let your heart fly free and put aside your worries. You are at the house of Tom Bombadil.
Hello, friend. Can I help you with something?
Book 1, Chapter 9, Lilies for the River Daughter. My goldberry is away at her spring, and I was going lily hunting. I've no time for chasing birds. But hoy now, Aragorn's a name I know, and a friend of old Tom's. Hear then my offer. While old Tom Bombadil looks for sour crows, you gather lilies for my lovely. I saw some along the river, just a hop and a jump away. Just follow along until ring-a-ding-dillo, you find old man Willow. You watch that old gray willow man, he's a mighty singer. He'll sing you down to sleep and drown you if you don't be careful. So we need to go and collect 4 large lilies. All right, Tom, you get back to dancing and prancing and doing what you need to do for your river daughter. We will head on down and pick up some lilies for us. In the meantime, try and find that crows. I heard them, so I know they're not very far. That is a nice environment, isn't it? I think they put as much effort, well, they actually, most of this game, you know, the Shire. You think of the Shire and the area around Rivendell, especially this early part, the original game, the Shadows of Angmar. They definitely put as much effort into the picturesque nature of it as they did in the Shire. There's some gorgeous places, and isn't that beautiful? Seeing his beautiful homely house there, tucked in underneath the mighty boughs of the oaks. Now we are going to head down to the river, down to the Withywindle, and cross across and go see Old Man Willow. I know we've been down this way once before, to Old Man Willow especially, because we wandered into him whenever we were looking for, remember the missing hobbits, the ones that ended up killing a bandit over there. We wandered into Old Man Willow when we were traveling along the bank looking for the missing hobbits. I think this is just taking us further away, so let's come back over toward the riverbank again. Oop. Forest Weaver. Yep, we're getting a little too close into spider territory here. Take this one out. And down he goes. Good. Now, see if we can get back down to the river without having to fight too many more dozens of spiders. And Old Man Willow. Yep, we will definitely circle back around that way as we come back again. Large willows. Now, are the willow roots going to attack or not? Because he used to attack you with his roots, and he used to give you a like drowsiness debuff. Skirmishes, ill omens, terrible omens of death and decay have emerged from the shadows to trouble the peoples of Middle-earth. Brave skirmishers to seek out Netta Pinleaf and Bree, Osgalath, or the 21st Hall to learn more. The Old Man Willow. Yep, there we go. We are definitely getting the drowsiness, which is minus 90 in combat power regen. Wow. And sap power drains 35 power over 3 seconds. But once again, they have eased things up because it used to be the willow roots would attack you. Anytime you got within their range, they would suddenly attack you. Old Man Willow seems to be sleeping a lot more in these days because they never attack you anymore. A fragrant lily with large white petals. Just like so few of the oak trees and all, the various huorns and awakened trees down here in these areas attack any longer. I won't say none of them do, but it seems like very, very few of them do. All right. Good Old Man Willow. It's good to see you again. Just wish you were a little bit more dangerous now. If someone knows, any of y'all that have played on the Legend server, on the Legacy server over there, if any of y'all have been into the Old Forest, let me know. Do they still use the map? Have they gotten rid of the map of the Old Forest there? Can you pull it up? Does Old Man Willow and the various other awakened trees, do they attack you again like they did in the old days? Do the roots that you find throughout the forest, the various oak roots and all, do they attack you on sight like they used to? And there is your rally circle, should you need it. Okay, and I guess these are where he's going to be planting the waters at. Oh, what you growing over here, Tom? Looks like you got some beans on poles, and looks like some various herbs and all. Very nice. And your little cement pond there, as the Clampids would say, with your lilies and your rushes and all in it. Very cool. Let's talk back to Tom again. See if he found out anything about our crow situation.
Hey do, merry do, my hearty.
Lilies white for the river daughter, stronger than hobbit folk are you if you outsang Willow Man. Not a lily crushed nor leaf bent. Old Tom's a merry fellow, but he knows when it's time for dancing or to go a-whiting. He's found your birds, and none too soon. If you seek them out, then seek them now, unless you wish to sleep beneath green grass.
What can I do for you today?
Chapter 10, Into the Barrow Downs. Blackbirds flittered and fluttered, skipping among the branches. They came to rest with a restless walk. Beware the old barrows, they stir when they should be a-sleeping. Go north up the path and follow the old barrows road, then south within the barrows wall along the forest eaves. Hey doll, merry doll, and there you'll find them. Watch for the Lady Dreary. Now hop along, me hearty, Tom's a-going leaping. Indeed you are. Go ahead and go leaping, Tom. Find and defeat the Crebine and their master. That's what we will do next time. We are going to call this an end, but in the meantime, we are going to get in more pleasant surround. Goldberry, I wasn't expecting you at all. We just brought a whole bunch of lilies back for you, my dear. All right, this is a good place to call it an episode, I believe. Here, standing beside Goldberry and her bins of her tubs of lilies there. All right. And there's that wonderful music. Best song in Lotro right there. The best one of the songs in Lotro. Tom Bombadil's theme. There was a reason why I used it all those years ago for the theme song of this particular series. All right, guys, there you go. We have passed the 25-minute mark, so we are going to call it there. Next time, we will be traveling on Chapter 10 into the Barrow Downs and moving on along a couple more chapters anyway on the epic line. In the meantime, after that, we will figure out which one of the quests we're going to do. Are we going to try and help some of the people with the killing the beasts, or are we going to help try and escort Lelia out of here? We'll find out then. See you next time. Thanks for coming along. Hope you've enjoyed it. And bye-bye.